Hello, welcome to our RecapPlus channel with me, Matthew. Today we will watch a recap movie called Short Caller, released in 2017. This is a spoiler content video. So please turn on the subtitle and let's start the story. Money composes a heartfelt letter to his son, expressing remorse for the choices he's made in life and fervently hoping his son won't tread the same path. He conveys his pride and love, assuring this will be their final correspondence. Money's primary concern is that his son takes care of his mother and moves forward in a positive direction. He seals the envelope just as an alarm blares, prompting the arrival of guards who discover a tragic suicide in the cell block. Guard Roberts restrains Money and escorts him out of the cell block. Money receives his release papers, along with $200 and a temporary ID. The guard extends his best wishes and directs Money to a waiting van destined for the train station. As Money disembarks from the train, Shotgun and Howie are there to welcome him, eager to treat him to dinner and new clothes. Meanwhile, police officer Kutcher receives a report of a convicted criminal holding a teenage girl hostage in a residence. He approaches the door, knocking for an answer, only to be shot through the door. Fortunately, Kutcher's vest saves him as he storms in and neutralizes the offender. Money's friends immerse him in a party filled with alcohol and various substances. Seeking a moment of respite, Money retreats to the bathroom to compose himself. Upon his return, he encounters a girl provocatively posed on the bed, but he insists she dresses, refusing to be a pushover. Moments later, shots ring out through the window, striking the girl with a bullet. Money's friends usher him out, and Howie, the youngest among them, offers a ride. Eventually, Money asks Howie to stop and drops him off, instructing him to meet the following morning with 2 prepaid cell phones. A decade earlier, Money engaged in a friendly game of basketball with coworkers, discussing business plans with Tom in the locker room. They arranged to continue the conversation over dinner. Upon returning home, Money greets his son, Josh, dining in the kitchen. He then joins his wife upstairs, where they discuss her design school project. They prepare for dinner with Tom and his wife, relishing the evening with multiple bottles of wine. However, a fateful car crash occurs on the way home, resulting in Tom's tragic death. Money faces manslaughter charges and consults his attorney, who presents 2 options: a 7-year jail term if contested or a 16-month sentence if a plea is taken. Money confides in his wife, who wants to fight the case, but he opts for the plea, believing it offers a better chance of reuniting with her sooner. Back in the present, Kutcher convenes with his fellow officers to discuss the gun trade they are working to dismantle. His colleagues suggest that he should stay out of it, considering he was shot just a week ago, but Kutcher is adamant about being part of the operation. The following morning, Howie meets Money at his hotel, and they head to a local flower shop. Inside, Money requests a conversation with Herman, and they retire to a back room. There, they delve into details about the gun trade and its hierarchy. Herman had specifically requested Money for this assignment. Afterward, Howie and Money visit a diner where Money inquires how Howie first learned about the guns. Howie reveals that he encountered them during his service in Afghanistan. Shotgun joins them at the diner and asks Money to step outside for a private chat. He discloses that he has identified the culprits behind the previous night's drive-by shooting and wants to retaliate. Money becomes infuriated and instructs Shotgun to hold off on any retaliation until they complete the gun deal, emphasizing the need to avoid drawing attention to themselves. Money confronts Howie and expresses his displeasure about Howie disclosing his whereabouts to Shotgun. He underscores that Howie should answer to him alone. Later, Money meets with his parole officer, Kutcher, who photographs his gang tattoos to ensure he hasn't acquired any new ones. Kutcher questions him about the party from the previous night, but Money denies being there. He presents a hotel receipt as evidence, but Kutcher remains skeptical. Young Money is on a bus en route to prison, where he will be housed with more dangerous convicts due to his manslaughter charge. Upon arrival, the prisoners are met with taunts and jeers from their fellow inmates. Money finds a bunk and settles in. That night, when the guard on duty leaves for a restroom break, some of the older inmates subject a new prisoner to mistreatment. Money decides that he won't allow himself to be taken advantage of during his time here. The following day, in the prison yard, Money is confronted by a fellow inmate who already seems to have a grudge against him. Aware that other prisoners are watching, Money decides to strike first and engages in a fight with the man. The guards intervene by using pepper spray to disperse the brawl and escort Money to a cell. The following day in the prison yard, Money is approached by some other inmates who witnessed his fighting skills and expressed interest in recruiting him. They are members of a white supremacist gang led by Bottles, who advises Money to quickly join a gang, as prison life is challenging when one is alone. At a later point, Money has a visitation with his wife, Kate, who informs him that Tom's wife plans to sue them for her husband's wrongful death. Money suggests selling their house to cover the lawsuit expenses, but Kate refuses. Instead, she intends to drop out of design school and find a job. Money is upset by this decision and makes her promise not to let his mistake affect her life. Money reluctantly agrees to join the gang, and as a test, they ask him to smuggle a balloon filled with drugs from the main floor to the yard. He is instructed to use lubrication and insert it anally. Despite his reservations, he agrees, fearing the consequences of disappointing them. That night, he inserts the balloon, and the next day, one of the gang members guards him as he retrieves it and delivers it to Bottles, who is satisfied. In the present, Money visits Kate, his wife, and takes her out to dinner. He offers her an envelope of cash, but she refuses it. She is angry at him for not maintaining contact with her and Josh for the past 7 years and wants nothing to do with his gang money. He assures her that the money he's offering is clean and promises that after she gets it notarized, it will be the last time she sees him. Later, Money and the rest of the gang attend a punk show to discuss the gun deal. They ensure that the guns in the storage unit are secure. Their plan is to use a moving truck to transport the weapons from the storage unit. Shotgun appears distracted and nervous during the meeting. After they disband, Money informs Howie that he intends to take the truck. He follows Shotgun to the parking lot of a Mexican restaurant and observes him talking with Kutcher. It becomes clear that Shotgun has been working as a spy for the gun deal, and Kutcher wants him to wear a wire. Shotgun vehemently protests, stating that if the gang discovers he's wearing a wire, they'll kill him. They ultimately decide to stick with tracking Shotgun's phone. However, Kutcher warns him that even a momentary loss of phone service will lead to dire consequences. His girlfriend won't be released, and Shotgun himself will be sent back to prison. Money, overcome with frustration at what he was witnessing, returned to the hotel room and channeled his restlessness into an intense workout. He meticulously arranges his belongings on the bed while shuffling through the photos of his family. Kate goes to visit Money the next day, informing him that she has successfully had the money notarized. She brings Josh along, despite Money's initial reluctance. Josh expresses his frustration and disappointment at his father's prolonged absence and pleads for him to return home with them so they can support him. Money, however, firmly declines and advises Josh to forget about him before abruptly shutting the door in his face. He knows he can't allow his family to become entangled in his new life, no matter how much he desires it. Realizing that he's under surveillance by officers outside his hotel, Money makes a hasty exit by climbing out of the bathroom window and taking a taxi to meet with Howie. During their meeting, Money inquires about Howie's connection to Shotgun. Howie explains that he knew a guy in Afghanistan who frequently talked about his involvement in a white supremacist gang. Upon their return home, this acquaintance introduced Howie to Shotgun. Flashback to Money's prison days. Bottles, a gang leader, discusses the harsh reality of prison life with Money, emphasizing that one must either be a warrior or a victim. He entrusts Money with a crucial task, killing a snitch. Money and another gang member prepare to carry out the execution as the guards release the prisoners to the yard. They lure the target into a cell where Money fatally stabs him, then quickly change into different clothing and join the other prisoners, concealing the gruesome act. To further prove his loyalty to the gang, Money is compelled to participate in a violent prison riot within the yard. Armed with weapons, the inmates engage in brutal combat, resulting in numerous injuries and deaths. Money successfully eliminates an aggressor targeting a fellow gang member. As the guards open fire to quell the unrest, forcing everyone to lie on the ground, Money spots a security camera on the wall, realizing he has been captured on tape. Back in court, with Kate present, Money is sentenced to an additional 9 years for his involvement in the prison riot and murder. As he is escorted away, he urges Kate to move on and forget about him. Money is transferred to a higher security section of the prison, where he shares a cell with another inmate. They bond and work out together, both being part of the same gang. Each day, they are granted 1 hour of yard time in separate cages to prevent further riots. Money's new cellmate introduces him to Redwood, a high-ranking member of the gang. While still incarcerated, Money receives divorce papers and signs them, relieved that Kate is moving forward with her life. During a trip to the yard, Money is set up to fight another prisoner, both of them in restraints and under Redwood's watchful eye. The fight is swiftly interrupted by guards armed with pepper spray. One day, Roberts takes Money to the cage next to the Beast, their gang leader, to allow them a private conversation. The Beast reveals that many of the cops believe they control the prison, but in reality, the inmates hold the power. He discloses that Roberts is one of the guards collaborating with their gang. The Beast offers Money a higher position within the gang, promising him his own cell and access to an abundance of books. Money reluctantly accepts. Years later, As Money's release date approaches, he receives a call from the Beast, instructing him to oversee a massive gun deal once he's out. Money objects, hoping to reclaim his life, but the Beast warns him that his allegiance to the gang continues until he's 6 feet under and threatens his family. In the present, Money goes to a hardware store to purchase supplies to help cover his tracks. He informs the rest of the gang that he's headed to Shotgun's house to pick him up for the deal. Upon arrival, Money confronts Shotgun about being an informant and kills him, placing Shotgun's phone in his hand for the police to discover. When Kutcher finds Shotgun's body and the phone, he uses it to obtain information about the gun deal's location, which Money provides while pretending he believes Shotgun is still alive. Kutcher dispatches some of his men to search Money's hotel room, only to find that Money has already left. Money stops at a convenience store to acquire additional supplies and then arrives at the storage unit where the gang is preparing for the deal. He tells them that when he attempted to pick up Shotgun, he couldn't locate him. Convincing them to proceed with the deal regardless, they begin loading the guns into the truck. En route to the drop-off site, Money ensures his phone is active, allowing the police to track it. He also sends coordinates to Kutcher. Howie drives the truck with Money in the passenger seat, while the rest of the gang is in the back with the guns. Money places a gun on Howie's head and questions the true quantity of firearms. Howie confesses that there are 1,000 more in a different storage unit and that he had already arranged to sell them with Shotgun long before meeting Money. Money orders Howie to jump out of the car and disappear, warning that if he ever hears of him again, he will track him down and kill him. Money obliges and Money continues his way to the drop-off site where he tells the rest of his gang he dropped Howie off to be a scout. He meets with Herman and tells him that Shotgun is a liability and has been dealt with. He also reveals the existence of the other 1,000 guns, suggesting they proceed with the current deal to avoid suspicion. Money proposes that once this deal is completed successfully, they can divide the profits from the additional firearms. Herman agrees, and they shake hands on the agreement just as another truck arrives to collect the merchandise. Law enforcement officers surround them and open fire. Herman and Money are apprehended. Money is sent back to prison, and Kutcher attempts to negotiate a deal with him. If Money provides information about the Beast, he can secure his release, but Money staunchly refuses and chooses to serve his sentence on death row. Back in his solitary cell, Money retrieves a razor he had hidden and is taken to the yard to meet with the Beast, both confined to separate cages. The Beast is furious about Money's actions, including the killing of Shotgun and the subsequent arrest, threatening Money's family. Seizing an opportunity, Money pulls the razor on Roberts, locking him in the Beast's cage. He then uses Roberts' key to release the Beast, who lunges at him, only to have his throat slit by Money. Before freeing Roberts, Money forces him to agree to write a report claiming that the Beast attacked him first, and that Money acted in self-defense. Roberts must also arrange to have his death row sentence reduced to life imprisonment. Money asserts his newfound authority, and Roberts consents to all terms. Sometime later, Kutcher receives a text from Money with coordinates to the storage unit, where he discovers the hidden stash of additional firearms. One day, Money receives a letter from his son, who has finally accepted their reality and is determined to move forward. To watch more video like this, click on the videos on your screen, and don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. And at last I will say stay safe and stay healthy. See you next videos.